We didn't know during the pregnancy that he had a condition. It wasn't until when Liberty
After.
was in labor and they actually delivered Ryan that I looked down and I was like, wow, he has really white hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, the doctors didn't even know really that he had it. I think that was because it was at a military hospital, I guess. We go to the ophthalmologist and he's merely a baby, and the ophthalmologist was telling us, hey, look, you guys are going to have to brace yourself because you're going to have to possibly take care of your child for the remainder of his life. You know, like Mommy had said that, he said, hey, you know, he's not going to be able to dribble a basketball. He's not going to be able to drive. He's pretty much going to be dependent on you throughout his life.
Oh, hello.
Mommy and I, you know, looked him in the eye and said, look, you know, with all due respect, you don't know that yet.
Albinism is a genetic abnormality of melanin formation. Melanin is a pigment that occurs in the skin and the hair and the eyes. And in albinism, the amount of melanin that forms in those tissues is reduced or is absent. And that leads to the changes, the ocular changes of albinism, and the skin changes, the hypopigmentation of the skin.
We went to the doctor and they said, hey, we want you to do this gene test down at the Children's Wolfson Hospital down in Jacksonville. So we both went down there. They did a gene test on both of us. And then that's where we learned that it actually takes a gene from both of us to actually pass on the gene for albinism to Ryan. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we're both carriers, and if both carriers have a baby, then, you know, that produces a child with albinism. Obviously, it's not every child because Ryan had albinism, but yet Ashley, you did not.
How rare it is to encounter someone with albinism. Just personally, I think I've ran into one other person in public randomly in my whole life that shares what I have. And I do think people need to be more informed on it, in the sense that you can't just come up to people and like interrogate them about their hair, their eyesight, or while they're looking closer.
Hi, my name is Nirbhay Sutaria. I'm a sophomore at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. I'm studying statistics. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina. So the biggest challenge for me is not being able to see properly, and I think that really affects like every aspect of my life, from like my social skills, as well as academics, and like whatever I do recreationally. So socially, if I'm just walking around and someone wants to say hi to me, they'll say hi, but I won't know who they are because I can't see their face. So I might ignore them, or I might not know they're talking to me, and then later on they'll come up to me and be like, hey, like, what happened? Why didn't you say hi to me earlier? And then like I have to like explain to them that I can't see them.
It just makes me feel very uncomfortable knowing that I have certain things to deal with, and maybe someone may not understand what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis.
What people don't realize, like, even if I sit in the very front of the classroom, I still can't see anything.
Usually, children with albinism are born to parents with normal color for their ethnic backgrounds.
People don't really fully understand that I'm more than my skin color, in the sense that I'm half white and half Filipino.
My family's from India, So all of my family and most of my close friends have brown skin and black hair. I don't usually feel excluded when I'm with them because they all understand what my condition is. But if I go somewhere, if I go to like an Indian grocery store, I'll get stares. Or if I go to like a cultural event or festival, I'll get stares. Or even if when I go to India, people think I'm American. Like, I mean, even though I am American, but they can tell based on my appearance, and people will talk about me like behind my back in a different language, even though I can understand exactly what they're saying.
Right.
That's his first, and there's his first basketball shot.
Basketball shot.
So
Here we go.
there's him. There's driving with Ashley.
And that's first Christmas. Here we go. And now first birthday.
First birthday. You can see his hair is kind of grown out, and you can see how kind of white it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we
there's a
go.
good shot of
Already
Terminator.
The Terminator.
Yeah, see, he's the Terminator. So, but as you could see, like the little floating
Has to have a
little shade. Yeah. So we always try to protect them.
Another challenge is not being able to go out in the sun for a long time. So I've grown to hate sunscreen because whenever I do want to go outside, I'll have to put sunscreen on, and sometimes I'll have to tell my friends like, no, I can't come outside right now, just to protect myself. You know,
Yeah, he always complains about having to put
Hate
sunscreen.
I hate sunscreen too.
I was scared. I would just have to keep asking my friends for rides. I was scared. I had to keep asking my parents for rides. I was scared wouldn't be able to take a girl out to the movies. I was just scared of a lot of things that I guess you could say normal people have the ability to do.
You were kind of talking about like what the doctors had told you about like what Ryan's life would look like. Can you explain more about that?
Well, this doctor that delivered Ryan, he was kind of told us that maybe our son's gonna be blind. He cannot play ball and play basketball and everything when he's growing up. So we just kind of shocked. What did we do? What happened to us? Good job.
See, one's a Bollywood fusion team, one's a Bhangra team, one's a classical Indian team, and there's one team called Ras, which is like a folk dance from Western India. So my sister's on that team, and I already knew about it before coming here. And then Ras is also a big tradition, and Ras and Garba is a big tradition in my family. So I already knew about that, and I was really interested in it. Season, or I guess like the competition season is already over, but when we were in the middle of that, we'd practice from like 4 to 5 times a week for 2 hours, usually 10 to 12 at night. And then we went to 3 competitions this year. I know it's hard, and like you want to be like the other kids, but I think the best thing is to accept that you're not and kind of like embrace it. Sometimes I'll like make jokes about myself, like, oh, like, I can't see, blah blah blah, jokes about that, and like jokes about being white. And, like, it'll make my friends laugh. But like, and another thing is like you just have to work as hard as you can to like, especially in school, to like achieve the same results. I know you have to like work a lot harder, but albinism shouldn't be a reason that you aren't able to reach the same levels as other kids.
Do you have any questions, Aaron?
Not really. I just thought it was like really cool hearing your like opinions on the same questions. It was really a good experience to meet someone with the same condition as me, and having them tell me, you know, to keep going and that nothing can really stop someone.